to be here. Paul and I had an opportunity 2 years ago from the House floor to read a resolution, and I'll let Paul read this in just a second. His eyes are better than mine because he's looking at me. But nonetheless, this is an opportunity for us to recognize these men for the job they do, for the service that they do to so many customers in the Wiregrass area. As we talked about just a minute ago, at 2 o'clock in the morning when that storm rolls through, those lights flicker and then they're off, that ceiling fan and that air conditioner shuts off, and it's hot in June and July. Guess what? Somebody's got to get up, just like Al talked about in his piece a second ago. Get up and get in those elements and go do it. And these are the men in here today that do that job for us, and we just want to thank you for that. That's a service that so many of us take for granted until it's out and we need it. And you're the ones, and your families are the ones also that work with you and serve and allow you to serve so many customers in the Wiregrass area, and for that we're grateful. You put yourself in harm's way with the elements, hot, cold, stormy, whatever conditions may be, just like the piece we saw a minute ago. And you restore that power. There's not a better feeling in the world as a customer than when that AC cuts back on and those lights cut on, and we have what we become so accustomed to, and that's electricity to power our homes and all of our everything that we, I guess, are accustomed to and spoiled to. So thank you guys for the job that you do, and thank you families for allowing them to serve and provide the jobs that they do for us. At this time, Paul, if you will, read the resolution.
I want to say one thing. You know, of course, some of you may be 2 generations, but I and Donnie are just 1 generation away from those of our parents that they heated by fire. They used a lamp or something to read by. My dad used to say, well, fireplace, they got heated by it twice, the day they cut it, the day they put it in the fire. And today, what we've done, we're a generation away. There are more generations coming, and we have become so dependent. And so we've gotten to the point where we expect things to happen when we flip that switch, and it's because of what you do every day that makes that happen. You know, a lot of times people don't understand years and years ago how the REA, what it used to be years ago, would go out into the rural areas where no one else would go to. These guys that are in the REA would take the opportunity to go to that one lonely house 5 miles off of that dirt road or wherever it may be, put a pole there and start electricity. That's how the whole thing started. And now you've seen what's happening. Now people are moving outside the city of Dothan, cities, large cities, those areas, and moving out to the rural areas. And your work is becoming even more important. And many times we have a special day for the firemen, the policemen, those people. But you know, after that storm, you know what the first thing they want is their electricity. And I appreciate what y'all do, because a lot of times I'm worried to get out there too soon. And I know that safety is most important, but always be careful, and we appreciate what you do. Glad I brought my glasses this morning. I won't cut it short, but whereas the profession of lineman is steeped in personal, family, and professional tradition, and whereas linemen are often first responders during storms and other catastrophic events, working to make the scene safe for other public safety heroes. And whereas these brave men and women are essential to the protection of our communities and our nation. And whereas linemen work with thousands of volts of electricity, high-top power lines, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, to keep electricity flowing. And whereas linemen must often work under dangerous conditions, far from their families, to construct and maintain the energy infrastructure of the United States. And whereas linemen put their lives on the line every day with little recognition from the community regarding the danger and difficulty of their work. And whereas the first Monday in June will be an appropriate date to recognize as Alabama Lineman Appreciation Day. Now therefore, by the Governor Robert Bentley, be it resolved that legislature of Alabama, both House and thereof concurring, that we gratefully acknowledge the efforts of linemen in keeping power on and protecting public safety. And by the copy of this resolution, we encourage all Alabamians to observe the first Monday in June as Alabama Lineman Appreciation Day. Thank all of you for what you do.
In conclusion, I'd like to just have one remark to say, and that is on behalf of a former child of a Wiregrass Electric employee. I had a mom who was an employee of Wiregrass Electric for over 34 years here. And one thing that is special to me about Wiregrass Electric is it has always promoted the family atmosphere. And growing up as a child and coming to the fish fries and so many of the other events, it's just a special, cooperative, and so I have a lot of fond memories, and I always like to just acknowledge and thank Wiregrass for what they do to promote that in their company. That's great.
We're at Wiregrass Electric. Tell me what's going on today.
Ricky, we're celebrating Wiregrass Electric is celebrating Lineman Appreciation Day. It's just a resolution that we read from the House floor 2 years ago, basically thanking our linemen, our electrical linemen, for the job they do. You know, when a storm comes through in the middle of the night and your power goes out, everybody wants it back on. Somebody has to get out and do it, and these guys do a tremendous job, especially for our rural area. So we just wanted to take a few minutes to thank them and thank their families for the job that they do and the services that they provide to so many Wiregrass Electric customers in the Wiregrass.
A lot of people don't realize that 50-mile-an-hour winds, these guys are hanging on the poles. Electricity, and I know just enough about electricity to stay away from it.
All I know about electricity is I don't want to be around it because it's very dangerous, but these guys do. They put themselves basically in harm's way every time they have to get on a line and restore power to the customers. And, you know, it takes a special person, and these guys are well trained. Wiregrass does an outstanding job in training these men with the skill that's needed in order to provide the services for our Wiregrass region.
This also comes back home to you because you were raised around electricity. Tell me about that.
Well, as a matter of fact, my mom was a Wiregrass Electric employee for 34 years. A lot of fond memories of the old Wiregrass Electric downtown. And one thing that I'll always remember is the family atmosphere that Wiregrass Electric Cooperative had for their employees, the families, and it is a very family-oriented cooperative.
We appreciate it and appreciate the job you do.
Thank you, Ricky.
Today I'm with Bill Cobb, and we're at Wiregrass Electric for Lineman Appreciation Day. Mr. Cobb, how long have you been with Wiregrass Electric?
Been with Wiregrass 49 and a half years.
49 and a half years.
Started in January 1965.
I want to tell you, I appreciate y'all because there's no way at 50-mile-an-hour winds I'd get out there hanging on to some light pole.
It gets rough sometimes, sure does.
Tell me some of the things that stands out to you over your career.
Well, when I started, we didn't have no buckets. Everything was climbing the pole to do everything. And everything was manual labor. There was nothing easy about anything. And a lineman, he has to be kind of smart and kind of crazy too, or he wouldn't be doing it. And you have to be an athlete or you can't climb all them poles. It's much, much better now with these buckets. And it's a lot safer. So everything's better today.
To people that's looking to get into this line of work, what's your words of wisdom for younger people that want to get into the business?
Well, they have at school now at Wallace College, and that would be what I would do to start off with. That would give you kind of an idea of whether you wanted to do this type of work or not. I know I've saw people come here and stay a half a day. 4 hours they done saw. This wasn't what they wanted to do. It takes a special person to do it. And I'd say go to that school first. If you still like it when you get out there, go for it.
One other thing, what do you say to us impatient customers when weather strikes and our weather goes off? What's your words of wisdom to us?
You just have to do like a duck. Just let it shed off your back. You know, they're upset, and I understand that. But, you know, vice versa, you kind of upset too. You hadn't slept 2 or 3 days, you know, and they on your back, and you don't have any power at home, and here you are out here trying to get theirs back. Just, you know, you just have to let it shed off your back.
Well, on behalf of the folks in the area, I would like to say thank you because I've witnessed what y'all do, coming out structure fires, the weather. I know just enough about electricity that I don't touch it.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
To stay away from it.
Right. Well, we appreciate you. Hope y'all have a good day today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where there was none, so that the rural folks can enjoy the life-changing benefits of electricity, just like their friends in the city. So God made a lineman. The electricity will help farm families shell peas and milk cows, pump water and sharpen their blades, cook meals and wash clothes. But I need someone to keep those lines energized and the power flowing. So God made a lineman. God said I need someone who will study and learn as we move from post hole diggers to augers, from climbing hooks to bucket trucks, as new subdivisions and shopping centers and distribution companies come online, as technology makes electricity more reliable for people. So God made a lineman. God needed someone who would work outside in whatever conditions nature threw at them. Temperatures so hot you have to take frequent water breaks just to stay conscious. Temperature so cold you can barely move. God needed someone with the skills and the strength and the willingness to work through the ice and thunderstorms to do his job surrounded by destruction left behind by tornadoes and hurricanes, to raise new lines from the devastation and make it all work again. So God made a lineman. God said, I need someone who will take that 2 a.m. phone call, put on his protective gear, leave behind a warm bed and sleeping family to go repair a broken pole so that other families will wake up to a warm house, hot water, and a stove ready to cook breakfast. I need someone who understands his job is not about poles and wires, but about providing light for a child to read by at night, about powering the gas pumps so people can travel to work and school, about keeping the produce fresh at the grocery store so people can feed their families, about keeping the newspapers and the radio and the TV stations running so that everyone stays informed, powering the banks, the small businesses, and the large factories to keep local economies going. God needed someone, so he made a lineman. And he needed more. God needed someone who would come in from a long day working in the hot sun, take a shower, and go to the ball fields to coach children. Someone who could take off his hard hat, put on a fireman's hat, and work to save his neighbor's home. Someone who would serve on school boards and town councils, as Sunday school teachers and deacons. God said, I don't just need someone willing to work, I need someone willing to serve, to be a good husband and father, volunteers, role models, pillars of their communities, and someone who at the end of the day can be content to step back and say, I have done my best, and that has made all the difference. So God made a lineman.